Good morning, YouTube. Jeffrey Howells Carpet Cleaning, and today we got ourselves some maintenance cleaning that we're going to be doing in a chiropractic office, massage parlor. So, basically what we're doing is we're hitting up some the rough traffic areas. Basically what we're doing. So, the chemistry we're going to be using today is Commercial Magic by Backaway, and we are also giving a little bit of a boost with a half dosage of peroxide for the most part, so it just adds a little bit more sterilization, cleaning power to the chemistry that we're doing. So let's take a look at what we're doing. We're just hitting up all of the area, the hallways. We're not going into any of the exam rooms or anything. So what we are going to be doing is we're going to begin with a good vacuum. You take our Kirby vacuum and make sure we go over all of the carpeting very well. And I guess we can walk down here real quick. We'll go into all of these little exam tables and we'll just go ahead and do a quickie in each of those real fast. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be pre-scrubbing using a CRB as always, and that's going to do the soil suspension, as part of phase 2. And then we're going to fire up the truck, and then we'll go ahead and do a quick extraction over everything, being phase 3, and that will just get up any dust and anything else out of the carpeting. Basically, when you're dealing with the commercial glue down like this, you could get away with just, that's what encapsulation is for, is just to put this stuff down, let it dry, and then vacuum it up. So we'll take a look at how good things are and see if we even want to fire up the truck or not. But yeah, let's get this place looking good, you guys. Okay, phase 1 of our 3-phase process of cleaning is completed, and that phase is the pre-vacuum, which we pick up all the dry debris of all the carpeting, and we have filled up this bag in there at least 25 to 30% full of just debris and dirt on the carpets in here. So we get that stuff out of the way so that our pre-spray solution that we put down in phase 2 will have its optimal performance, because then it is no longer having to compete with all that other garbage that's in the carpeting. It's just having its full 100% effect upon the debris that is actually stuck to the fibers themselves. So get a little bit more performance out of your pre-spray that way. Now moving on to phase 2, what we have here on our left is our multi-sprayer, which we are using I showed you earlier. A little bit earlier, we're going to be using our chemistry wise, we're going to be using Commercial Magic with peroxide for sanitization. And so when this goes down onto the carpet, then we use the cylindrical brush machine, or counter rotating brush machine. You can see that there's a blue brush on there. There's actually 2 of them on there, so that they're spinning and turning and pulling the carpet piling upwards direction, so it's not spinning or crushing like a floor machine or something like that, or other rotary equipment. So it's a lot less it's more gentle on your carpet. The agitation process is more or less the same, and it's picking up and loosening any lint and whatnot that might be matted down into the carpeting as well. So it's really taking this pre-spray solution and it's scrubbing it in all throughout the fibers and breaking loose anything that might be adhering to the carpet fibers themselves. So that's a 2-step process. Part A is we put that pre-spray down, and part B is we agitate it. Okay, in phase 2, well actually it's during phase 1 when I'm pre-vacuuming, I make sure that all cords and things like that, when you're in offices, you want to make sure that all that stuff is up and out of your way, so you're not running them over and they're getting in your way. Don't want to damage anything because you don't want to buy anything. So now we're just going to take our pre-spray that we have here, and we're just going to go ahead and pre-spray all these little areas back here and then run our CRB over them. Alright, phase 2 now. We are taking our CRB, and it always helps you guys to pre-lubricate your brushes. That just helps to break down some of the friction. Take some of your pre-spray and spray it on those brushes to moisten them up and get them well and ready, just to cut some of the friction off the carpet. So now we're going to go ahead to engage this thing. We set it back up and we just pull the handlebar back, and that engages the machine. And now we are going to run it on the back rooms here, down the little aisles next to these exam tables, and get it well agitated. And we will continue the process throughout the rest of the building. And once it's done, we'll go ahead and fire up our truck, run our lines and hoses in, and do a quick extraction. We'll probably turn the PSI way down to like 100, 125 maybe. I want to go really low in here just to get as much moisture out of the carpeting as we possibly can, because scientifically and theoretically and scientifically, this product is free rinsing. It doesn't even need to be rinsed. You know, it crystallizes and it just all vacuums up. But we are going to do the extraction just once we suspend those soils. We're just gonna you know, pretty much just take them right up off of the carpet using the truck mounted steam cleaning. Okay, to get a little bit of before and after contrast, this is after our CRB and pre-spray and soil suspension process that we do. This completes phase 2 for in here. Now I'm going to go down the hallway. Now I'm going to do a little bit of contrast because we haven't done anything here. I'm going to go ahead and pre-spray and agitate the whole hallway, and then I will go ahead and just kind of walk through it to show you some of the difference. It will make it appear to be more uniform and lighten it up quite a bit, and just make it look cleaner. Like, notice how dark, you can kind of see that traffic wear pattern. It will help to blend that in and get as much of that out of there as we possibly can. Okay, this right here is after phase 2 soil suspension. So we did put our pre-spray down, we scrubbed it with the CRB, and now it's dwelling. So look down there, the carpets look a lot more uniform right now. And what that does is that the cleaning solution, the Commercial Magic, just got in there and started releasing a lot of the dirt from the traffic area. So when we go through with our extraction in phase 3, it's just going to lift all that nast out of there. Now, you notice that there's a bunch of debris under there. I do not have my collection trays on there because the fine lint and debris that comes out of here just clings to the side of the machine. And what I do when I clean one area is I go ahead and I just run my fingers under there and pull all that nasty stuff out of there. And that's basically lint and things that are collecting in the carpet. And if you're wondering what this stuff is, there you go, right there. It's a pretty nice collection of just nasty stuff that's in the carpet, everything from hair to lint. So that's stuff that is clinging to the carpet fibers themselves, and no amounts of vacuuming will ever get that stuff out. Alright, we got our hoses running in, we got our truck fired up. It's getting up to temperature. And I guess before I get going here, how many of you remember a television program called Home Improvement with Tim the Toolman Taylor? Later on, he had another television program called How It's Made. And I remember one of the episodes in there, they were making carpet. And they wheeled in a bunch of basically plastic pellets, and they started dumping it in a machine, and a bunch of these plastic fibers started coming out, and they started weaving them into these large, you know, 12 by whatever runs of carpet that they do, 100 feet maybe, and they reel up on big spools. But anyways, my guess there is, oh look, high quality polyester carpets that they're producing there in the mill. So we send China all of our recycled plastics and everything, and they go ahead and they turn them into little plastic pellets and sell them back to the US to make carpets. Awesome. Same thing with you wonder where a Toyota comes from. Same concept. So anyways, one thing I've got to say, a little bit more of this this basically sludge. I don't know what you want to call it. Hey, I wanted to come out here real quick outside because this is where I put the rest of it. That came up the CRB. Now, I'll be coming back inside with a little bit more quiet. That sludge here is on basically your commercial non-pile carpeting. Basically, it's olefin. It's made out of the exact same recycled plastic as your polyester carpets. It's just that it doesn't have any fiber and is made for commercial use. Now, these commercial carpetings like this get cleaned probably every 4 months, you know, to maintain them, to keep them looking good, or else they will wear out. And compared to a person's home, obviously it's not getting as much traffic, but the average person household has their carpets cleaned every, excuse me, I had to sneeze there. But I was saying the average household has their carpets cleaned probably every 2 or 3 years or something like that. And that sludge that you just saw outside, that lint and whatnot, is accumulating in the polyester carpets, in any carpet as well. But it's even more dangerous in long fibers, because that stuff just begins to collect. It's invisible and it's stuck to the fibers, and it's not coming out with a vacuum. It gets walked and trampled upon, and it begins grinding and tearing and pulling your carpeting apart, and before you know it, those polyester carpets are shot in about a year or 2 years. So yeah, vacuuming alone is not going to save your butt this time. But anyways, you guys, this isn't to push my business or anything, but have your carpets cleaned every 10 or 12 months. And if you've got polyester carpets, I would definitely recommend having them cleaned more often. I know, you know, some people gripe and complain about spending $100 on having their carpets cleaned, but if you had that done, or even if you had a cheap carpet cleaning come through every 6 months, at least you'll be able to keep that debris from accumulating and causing damage in your carpets. So keep that in mind the next time you start thinking about having some professional carpet cleaning done. Alright, so now we are going to be commencing stage 3, or phase 3 of our 3-phase cleaning process. We've got our water to about 150 psi just to keep the carpeting as dry as possible, but enough suction to get all that nasty debris out of here.
Who do I make a check out to?